So first of all, Judge, my opponent didn't attack at all any of my three contentions, and that automatically means that he agrees with this. And this is so important because first, my contention 1 talks about international law. So my opponent, by not answering this, is agreeing that according to international law, refugees have a right to flee, and therefore borders should not prevent the movement of refugees. In contention 2, I talk about economic benefits, and I talk about how investing €1 in welcoming refugees can yield almost €2 in economic benefits in 5 years, according to a study released Wednesday by the Test Foundation. So we also see how refugees fill gaps in the labor market, work harder to learn skills and languages than economic migrants, and have a dynamic impact on investment and productivity growth. Finally, Judge, in my contention 3, that when on an answer to talk about national security, and I talk about how Syrian refugees is in the national interest of countries like the US. Again, my opponent didn't argue any of the three contentions. So now let's proceed to attack the con case. So my opponent talks a lot about national security and the violence caused by refugees. However, Judge, just take a look at my contention 2 that was not argued again. And this contention 2 proves that refugees also combat violence and terrorism. Refugees are crucial resources in tackling the extremist violence and authoritarian access that we're now witnessing in the Middle East. So refugees are helping us to combat terrorism and ISIS that we're now witnessing in the Middle East. Also, my opponent talks about this study that proves that refugees cause violence. However, he doesn't provide the source of the study, who did the study, so we have no reason to believe that this study is actually real. Until my opponent provides evidence about this study, let's not take it into account. Also, my opponent talks about economic competition that refugees will provide. However, Judge, look at my contention 2, economics, and you'll see how refugees actually boost GDP. And finally, my opponent talks about how refugees mobilize opposition to the country of origin. However, Judge, you're going to turn that argument against him, as refugees are fleeing Bashar al-Assad, the Islamic State, or both. So having experienced extreme disruption of Syria's brutal civil war caused by the Assad regime brutal crackdown on domestic uprising and the subsequent exploitation of this disruption by ISIS, they are really unlikely to entertain illusions about the merits of violence. So we're seeing that refugees are actually gonna combat this violence as they are fleeing for it, and therefore they have a negative view about it. And that's all. I thank my judge for the time.